How do you become great in anything? Today, I want to talk about how do you actually become great in anything. When I talk about anything, I'm talking about maybe in sales. You are an employee, you're trying to get to the highest level in that corporate job, and you want to become a C executive. Maybe you're a CEO. Maybe you're a startup entrepreneur. You want to make it big in what you do as an entrepreneur one day. Maybe you're in a relationship. You just want to become the best in that relationship, having the best relationship with your partner or with the people that you want to be around with, or maybe in fitness. Whatever it might be, I think the formula I'm sharing with all of you today will work if you apply to it. Over the years, many people ask me, how do I become great in what I do? Well, today I'm going to share with you 3 very important things that I always believe in and apply in my life. And ultimately, I feel those 3 important things had helped me to become who I am today, financially, career-wise, relationship with people, fitness, mental health, physical health, and all of the above. First thing, write down these 3 numbers. 1, 1, and 1. The first one represents one industry. So what you need to do is, instead of looking around all the time and trying to do a little bit of this and do a little bit of that, you need to choose one industry that you commit to plan your flag on, and you're not looking around. Is it going to be real estate industry? Is it going to be car sales? Is it going to be fitness? Is it going to be health products? Is it going to be life insurance products? One industry. What is that industry? Maybe technology. What is that one industry that you are willing to dedicate your time, your effort into that one industry and learn everything about that industry? For me, was life insurance. I chose life insurance as my industry when I was 20 years old. And from that point on, I stuck to it until today. Now, the second number is also 1. Once you choose that one industry, now it's about wearing a uniform. Which uniform do you want to choose, right? If today you are a professional basketball player and you got drafted into the NBA, now your goal and your thinking is, which teams do I want to go to? Do I want to play for the Lakers? Do I want to play with the Celtics? Do I want to play with the Utah Jazz? You want to choose one uniform, not looking at 5 different uniforms. So the next one is one company, right? You choose the industry, now you choose the company. You want to make sure you find a company that has opportunity for you to grow. Not only has opportunity for you to grow, but the company has infrastructure that allow you to become financially successful, that allow you to own a piece of the company if you're working hard based on your effort and your value and all that stuff. You want to choose a company that has unique products. That requires a lot of due diligence research on your part and finding out which company. But once you find that one company, stick around. Stick around. Don't look at here, don't jump here, and that's the problem for a lot of people. They keep jumping from one opportunity to another opportunity, try for 2 years, go to another opportunity, go to another company, go to another company. You will never be able to maximize and compound your effort if you jump around too much. And then the last one is 1 decade. If you want to become great in anything, any industry, any career, any job, you have to dedicate at least 10 years. 1 decade equals 10 years. So remember this, you want to specialize in one industry, one uniform, that's one company in a 1 decade. If you can do that relentlessly, religiously, working hard, I promise you, 1 decade later, you're going to become the top 1% in that particular company and industry. And that's the problem. A lot of people, they drift in here, they look at there, they do multiple stream of opportunities. See, that's the mistake for a lot of people. They do so many things and try to become great at all of them. It's not gonna happen. Sure, some of you might say, well, I look at all the successful people online and I meet some of the successful people in the world. They have multiple stream of opportunities. Hold on. They might have multiple opportunities as a multi-millionaire right now. They have multiple opportunities as a billionaire right now. But let's go back to when they were broke, when they were struggling, when they were not making a lot of money or a little bit money. I promise you one thing, if you go back and rewind back, they only focus on one thing. What did Emerson, what were they selling at the beginning? They were selling books. That's all they were selling, books. But eventually, as the company become bigger and bigger, now they diversify into other things. But at the beginning was books and CD. Think about Uber, right? When Uber started, they only had Uber Ride. That's it, Uber Ride. Focus on it. And they became better and better and better, and make more and more and more money and scaling. Then they add other opportunities such as Uber Eat. Got it? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Is that if you are willing to specialize and have conviction in that one thing, one industry, when people ask you what you do, how do you answer it? What do you do? I'm gonna do a little bit of this, I'm gonna do a little bit of that. I've been with this company for 2 years, that company for 3 years. The most turn off thing that when anybody look at your bio, your LinkedIn, and all this thing that on your Facebook, you have 15 different things you did in the last 5 years. You know what that tells people? You can't focus. You jump around too much, right? So start to focus on one, and start to have conviction. If you ask Tom Brady today, what do you do? Without hesitation, Tom Brady will tell you, I'm a professional football player. I play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's it. Done. That's conviction. Make sense? So in less than 10 seconds, if somebody asking you what you do, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? If you have to think more than 2 seconds, you don't know what you're doing. Second thing, to become great in anything, cut all the fats. Delete all the distractions. I know it's hard. When I say cut all the fats, delete all the distraction, I am talking about everything. First is relationship. Who are the people in your life that is no longer serve your growth, but they're good people? Put them on the side. You can revisit them in the future when you become successful, right? It's hard. There's a lot of people who grew up with me over the years, and they're good people, good friends, but they're no longer serving my growth. When I meet some of these friends, one of the most common thing that I always say is that, hey, JW, when is enough for you? Now, what they're saying is they're not trying to be offensive. But to me, deep inside my heart, it is kind of offensive, right? When is enough? Well, when is it enough for you to become the ultimate version of you? Never. When is it going to be enough for you to build great relationship with amazing people who has good heart, that is really put people first? Never, right? When is it enough for me to continue to work out mentally and physically? Never, right? So when people asking you when is enough, that put a hold on your thoughts, right? Sometimes, oh yeah, he's right. You know, I'm getting older and older now. You know, people start getting sick. Recession's over here. You know what? Let me start to chill. Just because you hang around with a good person that you grew up with, but because of that few messages that individual instilled in your brain and soul, all of a sudden you start to slow down in what you commit to do, which is go after your dream. So you got to put those people on hold, okay? Negative people. Arrogant people who's jealous of your success or at least your future success. You know who those people are. They think they know everything. They don't have the best intention. They're narcissists. You know, those are the victim mentality people. You need to cut all those fast if you want to grow. You know, people always talk about their willpower is very important. It's the most important thing. It is important, don't get me wrong, but the number one thing that's going to help you to succeed in business and life is not even your willpower. It's the environment of people you choose to be with and around with, right? If today you've been with a bunch of toxic people, liars, bunch of people who are just simply, bureaucrats, guess what's going to happen to your life? You're not going to grow just because you have the willpower. I always believe in this. Hypothetically speaking, we're in a small room right now, all right? If everybody has virus right now, well, you are clean, nothing wrong with you at the moment, but if you stay in the room for more than a minute or two, all of a sudden you start feeling not well. Well, that same thing happened in life, in anything else, right? Common sense, but it's not common practice for most people. So start to cut all the fat. What kind of books do you read every single day? Are you reading every type of books? You know, what are you actually doing? All this romantic novel is not going to help you to become successful. So if I were you, one of the things that I want to tell you right now is that over the years, I had to learn how to read the right books. Any books that relate to sales, because I think sales is very important. Communications, finance, leadership development, all those books is something that I zero in and focus in those categories. Anything else, I can read it later on when I become successful. Does it make sense for you? Hobbies. Hobbies do distract you if you want to get anything you want in life. You do a little bit this, you do a little bit that, and all of a sudden you start to remodel your house, and all of a sudden they say, hey, you want to pick up another hobby, you want to play video games. Those are great hobbies, don't get me wrong. Again, you want to get anything you want in life? Put those things on hold until you actually get there. Now you can add those things back in your life, such as hobbies, such as good people you grew up with, but they just simply not motivated, doesn't have any drive to get to the next level. You can always pick them back up once you get there, right? So cut the fats. And the last thing, repeat and work. Do the boring stuff until you live an unboring life. Let me say that again. You need to repeat and work on the boring stuff until you live an unboring life. Now, what are the boring stuff in your industry? What are the boring stuff in your business? Fundamentals. You ask a professional basketball player, what do they do every single day? Well, they have a routine. You know, learn how to dribble, right? Jump shot, right? Learn how to make the same move repetitiously until they perfect those moves, right? They lift weights, right? Those are boring stuff. They have to repeat every single day for decade and 2 decades, right? If you're asking one of the top salespeople in any industry, what are the fundamentals in the industry, in sales? Well, prospecting, calling people, follow up, doing an effective presentation, right? Handle objections, and repeat the whole thing. Boring stuff, right? So if you learn how to do the boring stuff repetitiously for a long period of time, until one day you perfect your craft, until one day you understand how to persuade people with authenticity, with value, and then you start to make money, then you develop other people around you to replace what you do and build a business on that. Guess what happened now? When you start to make massive income, you save money, you invest money at the right regulated investment vehicle, boom! Then one day, you can live an unboring life. You can travel around the world. You can go to so many exotic destinations around the world you've never been to. You will be flying first class. You're gonna have $1 million saved up in your bank account. You're gonna be able to retire your parents, send your kids to private college. You got what I'm saying? A lot of people want to live an unboring life, exciting life, but they're afraid to do the boring stuff for a long period of time. So if you do those 3 things, one day, I truly believe, in my humble opinion, that you will be able to get anything in your life. You'll be able to achieve anything you desire. I hope today's fire messages have fired you up and wake you up and thinking about, man, I'm resonating with this guy. I understand what he's trying to say. And if you apply those 3 things, I promise you one thing. Success is going to start to elevate. You're going to see the result. You're going to be more focused. You're not going to be no longer drifting around looking at all these things. Focus on one thing, okay? Focus on one thing for a long period of time. Cut the distractions. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And if you do that for a long period of time, again, success will be on your way. All right, guys, JW here. Hopefully you love my message today. Post a comment below if you believe I added value. You know, on today's video, you agree with what I'm saying. Download my free version of the Just Win app at the end of this video. And there are thousands of videos in my Just Win app, and you can view it, learn from it, and of course, post a comment on today's video and share this video to anyone that you believe can learn from this particular video today. JW here. Always great talking to you, and see you next time. Take care. JW here. If you like my content, comment below and download my JW Just Win app. See you next time.